It's the Roundball Rock Podcast, starring Dave Schilling, Typhoid Mary, Mrs. O'Leary's Cow, Joey Devine, Betsy the Capuchin Monkey from Outbreak, Captain of the Hindenburg, Max Prues, Sean Keane, Eve, Rudy Gobert, Patreons, Franz Essig, thank you Franz, Jacob Potter, thank you Jacob, at NBA_Rudy, thank you Rudy Gobert the Patreon, musical guest, Megadeth, special guest, returning for his second time in a row, Dave DuFour. And now the temporary host of Roundball Rock, Joey Devine.
Hi, it's me, Joey Devine, your temporary host of the Roundball Rock podcast, here with an emergency episode, but not quite as much of a state of emergency as the rest of the country should be in. I just want everyone to know that you are all safe and to please visit okcthunder.com for further information. I'm here as always with my co-host Sean Keane. Sean, how are you?
I'm good. I am alone. I am in a podcast nook. I am safe.
Are you visiting okcthunder.com for tickets and information?
Yeah, actually, I was going to postpone all my travel, but there were some pretty sick promotions on that website. So actually, Joey, I will be driving cross country to Oklahoma City to celebrate with my pals there. Wayne Coyne, Clay Bennett, Aubrey McClendon's widow. We're gonna have a good old time.
And then we're back with our returning guest, Dave DuFour from The Athletic, from the Nerder She Wrote podcast. Dave, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I guess I just live here now?
Yeah.
That's sort of how it is?
Yeah, you live in this Skype call.
Yeah.
We have...
Actually, we should just tell them that I wasn't supposed to be here. You just started the call and I was here.
Dave actually just never hung up after we recorded yesterday.
He thinks that self-quarantine is just sitting on a Skype call for 14 straight days.
He was just waiting. It was waiting for us to come back.
Let's go to the news.
This is Roundball Rock News. Basketball news. For humans and robots. Trust the process.
There's not really much to say. Everyone knows why we're here, why we're doing an emergency podcast. All of our listeners know. It's because Boban Marjanovic went fucking off tonight. 31-17, 12 for 20 shooting. Sean, question for you. Is he the finals MVP?
Technically, he is now. Congratulations, Boban. The only man to star in a John Wick film and win finals MVP within a 12-month span. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Mrs. Boban. And you know what? Congratulations to Tobias Harris for the emotional support from afar.
Yeah, congrats, Boban. But no, seriously, obviously the reason we're here is because Rudy Gobert got the NBA season canceled. Dave, you basically said on our episode yesterday that they were going to cancel the NBA season. Are you surprised you were right this fast?
Maybe.
I mean, you were only a couple of hours off your official prediction.
Yeah,
Thursday.
Yeah, so I expected them to go through one more day, potentially with no fans, because they were dragging their feet. And then I just thought, once they sat down and actually talked out, having no fans, they would realize how stupid it is, how much of a half measure it is, and the logistical nightmare slash potential infection nightmare of dragging, what is it, 40 times 30, 1,200 people around the country.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Just it's not smart. And you can't control whether these people are hanging out with their kids, their friends. Are all the schools canceled? No, because we are incredibly behind on all of this because that's just how we operate. We all have to be super tough, and nothing's ever going to hurt our, affect our health. And then next thing you know, we've allowed this to just creep in and take off. And the NBA is no different than the rest of the country. So no, I guess I was a little surprised that they actually wound up doing it. But
yeah,
at least they did it.
I would in fact say that you're just right about America in general. I feel like possibly our most iconic president, our most representative U.S. president is probably William Henry Harrison, who wanted to prove that he was tough, so he gave a 3-hour inaugural address without wearing a coat
in the freezing rain.
And then he died
14 days later.
Yeah,
he died in self-quarantine 14 days later. I'm gonna say
look, Zachary Taylor did die from eating too many berries in milk. So that's the other side of America. There's the arrogant thinking you're too tough, and then the other side is just self-destructive gluttony in all forms. That kind of defines America, those two presidents.
So I guess let's go over. I guess we should say first off, we haven't said it straight up. Weirdly, there are people who listen to our podcast who don't follow NBA basketball. So let's run through the timeline. So Rudy Gobert, one of our favorite people to make fun of on the podcast, I would say, essentially single-handedly got the season canceled, right? Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Dave, do you agree with that statement? You're smart. You're smart and trying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's no other way to put it. Now, with that being said, if it wasn't Rudy, it was going to be somebody else.
Right, of course. But is there a funnier possible first victim in the NBA than Rudy Gobert? Someone who's been starved for national media.
Well, let's...
Okay. Run through what happened with Rudy Gobert, Sean.
Okay, so according to Eric Walden at Trip Jazz, let me find this tweet. His timeline has blown up recently. So the Jazz were having their media availability in a much smaller room because of part of the precautions. And Rudy Gobert was making fun of it or disbelieving in it. And he made a point of touching all of the mics and all the recording equipment during this moment.
The coronavirus press conference they were having. Yeah.
And Rudy Gobert was like, oh, this is so stupid. Nobody's going to get the coronavirus. See, look, I'll touch all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As part of the Jazz's COVID-19 response, shoot-around availability was done in the ZBBC media room today rather than on the court. As Rudy Gobert got finished discussing the situation, he stood up, leaned over, and made it a point to touch every mic and recorder in front of him. Crying, laughing emoji from at Trib Jazz on that one.
Here's the thing, though. He probably already had it. It's not like he caught it there, which I think is what a lot of people are.
No, in fact, he
would love to think.
Probably gave it to
other people.
A lot of the media members. Yeah, because he didn't believe it. Now, this is like, again, I've heard French people. There was a stereotype that they maybe don't like to shower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but he got an NBA season.
So my first question about this is, obviously, look, I want Rudy Gobert to be okay. I want him to be healthy.
Yes, so yeah.
Yeah, I want Rudy Gobert to be healthy so I can continue making fun of screen assists for the rest of his career.
And his long life, actually. Anytime he shows up to any basketball function, I want to make a screen assist about 90-year-old Rudy Gobert one day.
Yeah. But he is the funniest possible first victim of coronavirus in the NBA, right?
So great. I mean, it's
it's not so thirsty for any kind of attention. I bet that virus just waltzed right in. You know what I mean?
One of my followers that I'm in a DM with tonight at @A_bad_sign called him Typhoid Rudy in a DM I'm in earlier today. And look, I want to make it very clear, this is obviously very serious, and the way I deal with anxiety about pandemics is through joking, so just clearing that up. Sean, do you have any other questions you want to go over with Rudy Gobert here?
I do. Joey, what kind of a screen assist was this?
Oh, it's his greatest screen assist of all. He let the entire country know that you should be screened for COVID-19 before showing up to work. Sean, question for you about Rudy Gobert. Should he ever get Defensive Player of the Year vote again?
No, because he let a global pandemic dunk on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Is there any chance that they were able to interact with Mitt Romney?
I don't think so.
They were on a road trip, I guess.
We should talk about the road trip aspect of this.
Well, and just the chartered plane aspect of it, too.
Sean, do you want to walk through what we know about that?
Yeah, so I do not have the chart in front of me, but you can essentially link Rudy Gobert to like almost all of the teams. Is that right? 18 teams in the last couple of days.
Well, and then there's the teams they played. The teams he played. You know,
right. I mean, it's like people say that they understand that something like this is exponential, but they don't really understand like what that means. Like, just I mean, this is more complicated, but just in terms of crowds, it's not like you would even have to have that many sick people in a crowd, but just like there's so many shared handrails, shared whatever that you would never even think of.
Mm-hmm.
And, especially like, the final for the Final Four is going to be in like a 75,000 seat stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like, it gets to like millions of people very quickly when that happens.
Yeah. It's probably helped it already.
Yeah.
Oh, and, absolutely.
We kind of learned something about this with helicopters after Kobe's death, is that like there's kind of not that many helicopter pilots. So there are just players who use the same helicopters and stuff like that. Well, it's also like that with charter planes. And so I think the plane the Jazz were on has gone to like 4 different cities and carried like 6 different teams in the past like 4 days or something.
Yeah, I can pull up that tweet, actually. Give me 1 second. To OKC on N651DL, which was then continued to Memphis and carried the Magic home, then went back to Memphis and carried the Grizzlies to Portland.
I mean, they're cleaning the plane, but, it's just... It's scary. It's scary for everybody. I mean, I hope no one else on the Jazz is sick, honestly. Or also that if they are sick, they are very healthy, like strong young men. Right. So that also would be good. But it does feel like this is, I don't know, 3 weeks too late at least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like it's definitely later than that, but Doof, you probably know better than me. We kind of knew 2 months ago that it was very unlikely that we were going to be able to contain coronavirus. Is that right? I'm not really
yeah.
sure the timeline.
No.
But...
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I've been following this since like early January because, like I talked about, this stuff is very interesting to me, and I knew it was going to hit South Korea pretty quickly. They started modeling this in like December, and I lived in South Korea for a year, so I still kind of follow what happens there. By the way, they've had an incredible response to it and kind of have it to a manageable level where they're less than 100 new cases a day already. And, if we had followed their game plan, we would be in good shape. But we did not.
Right. So, I'm sorry, I'm just so depressed. This is horrible. How many... So they're saying the teams that were near the Jazz, which are the Cavs, Knicks, Celtics, Pistons, and Raptors, right? They have to self-quarantine for 10 days.
I think the Raptors are like 14 days is the recommendation from the Canadian government.
Yeah, so...
We actually got a reader question about this we should answer.
Yeah.
It comes from Love Kebab 69, and he asked, or she, if you were on quarantine for 14 days because you got the coronavirus, what would you do to pass the time? Dave, what are you going to do to pass the time?
I work from home, so it's not really, I mean, it's a little bit different, but it's not incredibly different. I'll probably just kind of have a similar routine. Get up.
Are you allowed to like go outside at your house?
Yeah.
And stuff like that?
Sure.
You're just not supposed to be in society, basically.
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like the Joker. You live in society, but you don't, I'm
adjacent. I'm a society adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I think it won't be that different, I'll do like curbside groceries.
You're not gonna just throw a rubber ball against the wall for 14 straight days like Steve McQueen or anything?
No. And with no NBA, I'll probably catch up on all these movies and TV shows that I haven't watched, and maybe.
Who are you, Zach Lowe?
Right. Maybe read some books. The weather's pretty nice right now here in Texas. I'll take my dog on big walks. It'll be.
I actually have a book recommendation for you, Doof. The Bill Walton Mysteries, Fire on the Mountain.
I'm all in.
Because seeing as this is basically just a continuation of yesterday's episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sean,
we could have just kept.
What would you do if you were on quarantine for 14 days?
I mean, I think reading those books is good, but I think I would attempt to release 2 new songs every day.
Oh my God! Don't actually say that. Dude, they're gonna make you do that.
No, because I might be on something. It's not. How unlikely is it that might happen?
We're all gonna be on quarantine.
It's all gonna happen.
I know what I would do, and that's I'd play more Apex Legends, baby, on Xbox One. Hit me up if you play Apex Legends. My code is your boy Guy Fieri, and I'm not even joking. That is actually my Xbox One gamer tag. Apex Legends, baby.
What if? Are you preparing us for a pretty hard pivot?
Yeah. We're
in the next
esports.
few episodes.
We're pivoting to esports.
Well, look, that's now the sport of the future, dude. Sports that are all online, dude.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you guys.
Look, these people are going to be safe. They do not interact socially with other people.
What do you got to say, Doof?
I think the NBA really needs to worry that people are going to start just watching 2K on Twitch, and then they're going to have lost all those eyeballs. People are going to be like, I prefer this. This is better.
It's not better, though. I don't know if you've ever watched 2K. It's boring.
It's awful. It's awful.
And also, NBA...
Hey, follow me on Twitch, where I'm going to maybe play 2K. I don't know.
The NBA also actually owns the 2K league. They're like one of the only smart leagues to own and to go all in on an esports league. All right, my final part of this section of the show is what I want to ask you guys is what should Tom Hanks do? because he revealed tonight that he and Rita Wilson have coronavirus.
I think they got to take like a long look at the Living Trust documents and see how much they can reasonably cut Chet Hayes out of that. You know what I mean? Like, the other children should receive the inheritance, not Chet.
Dude,
like also, if someone in that household is not washing their hands, I'm pointing a finger at one guy, and he does an offensive Jamaican accent.
I mean, clearly what he's going to do is just read more about World War II, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and come on, he also outer space. You know what I think he's going to do?
What?
Beat the coronavirus, baby.
Yeah, me too.
Because he's very wealthy. He is extremely wealthy.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay.
My next question for you, Dave DuFour, theathletic.com, the Nerder She Wrote podcast. Is this it for the season? Are we going to get a finals at some point, even like a month from now?
I mean, listen, I'm not an epidemiologist. I think I made that pretty clear last night. But I don't see how this thing can go the way that experts are saying and still wind up coming back to the season. I mean, just pack it up. We'll see you in the fall, hopefully. And, that's it. I do not see a way that they can justify coming back and playing games.
Yeah, it's not gonna, I mean, at first I was like, oh, well, if they played in empty arenas and they're going to delay it a little bit. And I thought, oh, actually, it's going to be far worse later. But it's going to be, May is going to be way worse than April. And June will be worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, again, it's a wrap. See you in October. Right now, I'd say, I don't know, 2-1 against the Olympics happening.
No, there's no way the Olympics are going to happen. Yeah. There's no fucking way.
Logistical nightmare. So,
well, there's not going to be any NBA players at the Olympics, I'm going to say.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be really weird to not have sports. Period. Not just basketball.
I bet you baseball will play because they're the worst.
I don't. Well, you know what? To be fair, it's not like you really touch people in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's outdoors.
Yeah.
And
so baseball.
And I also think that because baseball, the money the owners make is so weird in that basically every baseball team turns a profit because of like other stuff, like the MLB Advanced Media Division. So obviously attendance is important, but also so many of them own their own like regional cable networks. I could see empty stadium games being more feasible and maybe not quite as risky, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but
well, if so, Nerder She Wrote will probably pivot and talk some baseball. Why not?
Wow.
I mean, if there's no sports whatsoever, there's only so much I can do with this top-down stuff we're doing on the show. This is like super inside baseball all of a sudden. Yeah, so maybe we'll talk some baseball, but it is going to be really weird to not have sports, and only have baseball.
I mean, yeah, it's really, God, it's so weird. It still does not.
It's strange to think about
at all.
Well, just think about the markets that are like attached to sports, like whether it's media or gambling, like.
Or low-level comedy podcasts.
Yeah. The service industry, hotels, restaurants, things like that. Bars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Podcasts, really the big one. Like,
yeah.
The one everyone can relate to because everyone has a podcast. It's
everyone on this call can certainly relate to it. I'll tell you that much.
It's gonna be a strange time.
Well, let's do some season cleanup here then, I guess, if it's over. My first question for you, Dave, is can the Golden State Warriors appear in their 6th straight finals next season?
Yeah, technically, yes.
Yeah,
Will they have the bodies to pull it off? That's the question, you know. But man, what a run!
Yeah, 6 straight finals, baby.
yeah.
This is like Jordan playing baseball, but except it was a pandemic. Save Steph Curry.
They're like the flu games that were canceled. That's their legacy.
Once again, involving Utah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So was it Vince Carter's last game tonight?
I you know what? I want to hope that he'll come back for like opening night next year.
Yeah,
because that's a crappy way to go out, man. It'd be nice if I'd love if Toronto would, you know, reach out to him and say, hey, you know, we'd like you to come and play opening night. Maybe the league can.
Yeah, they can do it on their second ring night. Bring him back.
Yeah.
Because they get rings again, right?
They get rings again, yeah. All the titles carry over, and you can get them announced again, which means that I mean they're going to have a lot of downtime.
Now,
the Rockets are going to go hard about Giannis's MVP award.
I would
hard.
I would push back, and I would say that the Bucks should actually just be the champs.
That was going to be my next question. How do we pick a champion?
Well, A, I don't think you need a champion because who cares, right? Right? But B, I think it should just be the Bucks. And now you can sell. Hey, look, you never know when a pandemic's going to hit. The regular season matters.
Every game matters. Yeah, that'll be the thing that's like thrown in Kawhi Leonard's face forever. Where it's like, oh, I mean, how many games did you play this year? It looks like you got to take off the last 18 of them. Plenty of time to rest. Yeah.
Man.
Is LeBron the MVP?
No.
But he fought. But he fought
China.
He won 2. He fought China, and he won 2 games last weekend. Dave, is LeBron the MVP?
No. I will say by August it's going to be, you know, they should give him an MVP award for the season with all that stuff, and also overcoming coronavirus or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I will say that this morning I was planning to do a mini feature on who should be third in the MVP vote. Yeah, it's like a fun, irreverent thing, and I don't think anyone wants to watch that.
It was Jokic, right? Or Harden? Jokic or Harden?
That's kind of just going to make fun of all of them. But yeah, Harden, yeah. Because the end was just going to be like, but who fucking cares? It's third place in the MVP vote.
So here's my question. Can Zion win Rookie of the Year now that Ja Morant has also missed a month of the season?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes it a lot closer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Also,
I think all these rookies missed a lot of games. I don't really see the
league has gotten soft.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Like who's gonna drag out Oscar Robertson on some morning radio show for him to talk about how they used to play through pandemics all the time?
Right.
And how these players are soft. Oh my god. By
the way, poor Kenny Atkinson only had to make it a few days and would have made it through the season.
How do you think Jock Vaughn feels right now?
Oh, God.
He coached one game.
Hey, wait, JB Bickerstaff.
Hey, he signed a 4-year deal.
He signed a 4-year
and he's
extension
already getting paid to not do the job.
Just in the nick of time.
Hey, I want to play...
That makes me trust him as a strategist a little more, honestly.
I forgot to do this earlier, but I want to play that clip of the Oklahoma City Thunder announcer sending the fans home because Rudy Gobert had coronavirus. So I'm going to do that right here.
The game tonight has been postponed. You are all safe. And take your time in leaving the arena tonight and do so in an orderly fashion. Thank you for coming out tonight. We are all safe. And you can visit OKCThunder.com for updates on upcoming games.
Here's my question about that announcer. I don't want to pick on him too much, but if you were making that announcement, wouldn't you use not your arena man tone of voice?
You've got to go into the serious, like, Sports Center serious voice.
Right, like when Sean was watching Bin Laden, the Sports Center, when Bin Laden died that one time. Bin Laden died. Great wording, Joey. You know how Bin Laden sadly passed away.
Well, they honestly did have his face in the corner of the screen as if he had died or retired. So
did they have his stats up there? Or?
They did, but it really looked like they were gonna just OBL hangs him up.
Real ones know as UBL, by the way.
Oh, that's true.
While we're talking about announcers, do you think they're going to hold the NCAAs? Like, because here's the thing about the NBA at least pretends to care more about shit like this, you know? Like, their whole thing is, like, being, like, the neo-lib league. So it's like, but the NCAA really only cares about money. Are they going to have the March? Are they going to have March Madness?
I don't see it happening. There's just no way.
There's just so many schools closing. I just don't think you can justify it when. They're not being paid.
It would be the most like on the nose thing for them to do. There is no way they would do it.
But if I
think they're going to have no choice because games were supposed to be in Spokane in like a week. That seems like not a good idea.
But they did,
you could see the thing is we are dealing with college basketball coaches at big programs, some of the worst people in our society.
If they did hold the NCAAs, do you think Jim Nance is working on his COVID line?
Yes, it's like a virus that has zigged through the tournament. The Zags took home the title. I could just. Oh well. Also, the thing that I also was thinking about in terms of the tournament is, say you're like a family member of Mike Krzyzewski, or I know they suck this year, but Roy Williams, or just like an old man. Don't you want to keep old people away from young people that might just be carriers? Like Coach K should be quarantined from his own players already.
The other thing we should mention is, so when it looked like the Golden State Warriors were going to have to play tomorrow's game to just an empty arena, Rick Welts and Bob Myers came out and they were like, well, what the people we should really feel for are the hourly employees at Chase Center. I don't know what they're going to do. They live paycheck to paycheck.
It's like the paycheck comes from you, and 2 days ago, your owner was like, we bring in more revenue than the Knicks or the Lakers combined. just like bragging about how much cash they're making. And then a day later, it's like, yeah, man, these have to cut their hours. What choice do we have? We
also made them move to the most expensive city in the world to be closer to work.
It's like, we're not going to be bringing in the $5 million we get every home game. It's like boo-hoo. I know it's a lot of money, but it's like Jesus Christ.
But my question is, Mark Cuban said tonight, he brought up the hourly arena workers and said, quote, "We'll put together a program for them," unquote. Now, first off, I just want to say that Mark Cuban is, of course, a rubber-faced creepazoid who sucks. But should we give him at least a little bit of a thumbs up for saying he's going to personally pay his employees?
Yeah, he's demonstrating. I will say this. He does seem in the element of compensation, Mark Cuban seems like a friend to the working man. In other very extreme ways, he has been a longtime enemy of the working man, and specifically the working woman. But in this case, I do believe he should be lauded for this.
I do think, though, he could have worded it in a less sinister way.
Right. Yeah, we'll put together a program.
We're going to set up a program.
Yeah, we're going to put them in camps.
Yeah, we're going to find a solution to this. I don't know, man. Like, find a program. Find your checkbook. That's it. Like, just get it done.
Yeah, you're rich.
So stupid. It's, you know.
Like you're writing the check either way.
Also, more likely to get a bailout than any of the people that, you know, like, so is it even your money that you're giving them? It's so, you know.
It just feels like this makes the Warriors' decision to play that game Tuesday night look especially bad.
Yeah.
It looked bad at the time. When the city's like, we really don't want you to play this game. This is really dangerous. And they're like, fine, we'll put up a sign.
And then they were like, and we're going to play the Toronto Raptors, who, guess what, are now in a 14-day quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And,
the thing is, I realize what this means, but every time I read that or hear that, I think of them all being quarantined together.
I know.
Like, I know they could just go home, but I always imagine it as the full team, and they're living in the arena.
And they're just trying on scarves.
They're so bored. They're like sitting in a couch on the court, like watching TV on the Jumbotron. And like one guy just won't give up the remote, and they're just like, but there's only one TV, you know, so. Anyway, I think the Raptors would be one of the more tolerable teams if that was indeed how the quarantine worked. You'd hang out with those guys for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Dave, will you pay us if our podcast has to go off the air because of coronavirus?
Will I pay you?
Yeah. I'm an hourly employee.
I need some interns. Sure. Yeah, yes! We'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. Who's gonna pay me if my podcast goes off the air? That's
the thing. You have to ask a more popular podcaster than you. It's trickle down economics.
Oh, am I more popular? I don't know about that.
You're definitely more popular than we are.
I know you guys. Yeah. You guys have like the cult following. You're kind of like Guar of NBA podcasts.
Yeah.
That works surprisingly well.
Yeah, with less semen. You know,
only slightly.
Yeah.
I should also mention, look, I don't have much to say about this. I just want to play the clip because I think it's funny. But Devin Booker was streaming the new Call of Duty game on Twitch tonight when the news came out. And I'm going to play two clips right now. One is him laughing at Rudy Gobert for having coronavirus. And the other one is him finding out that the season is canceled. So here's Devin Booker's Twitch stream.
Damn, they said fucking Gobert actually has this shit.
Wait, Tom Hanks has coronavirus. What?
So does Gobert. No way.
It's announced? Let me see.
Booker's like, shit! My chat saying it's suspended, the season is over. Yeah, Sham bomb.
What the fuck, bro?
Bro.
Got the wheel.
What the fuck is going
All right,
on,
man. Hop
bro?
on the jet. Come to the compound. Let's get this Warzone grind on.
Bro, what the fuck?
This shit just happened in a blink of an eye. This is literally nuts.
Wait, what? What?
All right. Is there anything more Devin Booker than laughing at a sick person while streaming Call of Duty, and also saying, "Yo, what? This is crazy," when his job is canceled? Is there anything more Devin Booker than that?
Do you feel like do you feel like this is like just the sign that he's like the Peter Pan of the NBA? Like you watch that and you're like, he's never gonna grow up. He's still gonna just be like a kid out there, and also in his personal life. Like,
I do think.
yo,
look,
what?
I do think it sucks that the new Call of Duty. It's a 3-person game. And he was not playing. Yeah, it's a battle royale where you have a team of 3. And you know who he wasn't playing with? D'Angelo Russell or Karl Anthony Towns.
Oh man. Disappointing.
I also want to say right off the bat, before we finish out this season, we're gonna have we're gonna keep doing episodes. I'm acting like our show got canceled.
Yeah, it's like we're planning to record basically the same number of podcasts.
Well, it's
scheduled indefinitely.
It's sort of like a show that you don't know if it's going to be canceled. Like it might be canceled. So you're giving it a nice tidy ending, but also a cliffhanger.
It's like we are hosting Talking Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know if the network keep sending those postcards, guys. But
no, if the season's canceled, we're still going to put out 2 episodes a week. We're going to figure it out.
We might actually put out more content.
Honestly, I always kind of feel like we're better in the summer anyway when nothing's going on. Like, our worst episodes are the ones where we're like, we got to talk about some playoff games. And then it's me and Sean being like, yeah, it was a really good layup by that guy.
Seemed like they could have played better defense on LeBron.
Fucking idiots who couldn't guard LeBron. We do have some
pretty good.
We did get some voicemails. Oh, I wanted to say, good for the Pelicans, by the way, refusing to play that game. That was fucking tight. Power to the workers.
They ended the season in the most emblematic New Orleans Pelicans fashion, which is not playing. The season is known for.
I was gonna add that to Zion's resume for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. If we get to add China and Kobe to LeBron's MVP case, how about staging a walkout on a game that doesn't matter, because they're sick people? Zion, the gritty of the NBA. Bread and roses for everybody. Zion Williams, that's what he's all about. The proletariat, power to the people.
He added the rose emoji to his Twitter handle just today after the game.
All right, we've got 2 reader voicemails. Do we want to cover those real quick, Sean, or should we save those for later?
No, let's do them, I think.
Okay. Here's
just because.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been very serious, and these will end the show on a good note.
All right. Here's the phone drop.
Sean and Joey can't come to the phone right now, but luckily phones are the domains of me, a robot. If you know the extension of Tillman Fertitta, please dial it now. Press 1 to have a single beer with Zach Lowe. Press 2 for Senegal-related inquiries. Press 3 for movie times read by Brooke Lopez. Press 33 to hear problematic things Bill Simmons wrote in the early 2000s. Press 0 at any time to leave a message for Sean and Joey. That's right, you too can leave a message for Sean and Joey, just dial 323-682-0342. Once again, that number is 323-682-0342. Please give me a call. Being a robot is a solitary road.
Hey guys, Sean Woodley here, the host of the Locked On Raptors podcast. Subscribe, rate, review, baby. I just wanted to call with all of this coronavirus stuff going on to get your thoughts on which halftime acts around the league will be most and least affected if they take fans out of the arena. Of course, this is assuming these halftime acts will be performing either way, so that the entertainment on League Pass can still be there throughout the halftimes and stoppages and whatnot. I'm assuming game offs are just happening. It seems weird that they wouldn't. Anyway, that's my question. Thanks, guys, and Terrence Ross forever.
All right, so that was our friend Sean Woodley, host of the Locked On Raptors podcast. He obviously called us before they canceled all of the games, but his question was, how is the season getting canceled going to affect the various halftime acts around the league? Who's going to continue to work?
I think, I don't know their name, but the two
silver guys
who like wrestle each other in a homoerotic way, but also you're kind of like, maybe they're just, like really hardworking guys from Moldova or something, like, because there's some, it almost feels like proletariat, like Soviet worker,
it does, yeah,
interpretive dance or something, you know what I mean?
It seems like something that like a different country's version of the WPA would have financed.
yeah, exactly.
How is Quick Change gonna do?
I feel like there's other opportunities for that, but really, like, they're not nearly as fulfilling.
Yeah, I think Frisbee dogs are really going to thrive, actually.
Yeah, they're going to be great. They can't catch coronavirus, according to the WHO.
Yeah.
They might become one of the big four major sports by the end of the summer.
Yeah, just Frisbee dogs. Yeah. Red Panda needs this time off, I think.
Yeah, she needs to, do a cycle of HGH. Get back in the gym.
Well, it's like LeBron last year.
Right, exactly.
Like Red Panda just,
For those of you that don't know, season. Red Panda is the lady on the giant unicycle who throws bowls on her head during NBA halftime. She's the greatest halftime performer. And then, of course, we should mention the amazing Sladek, the man who climbs the stacked chairs. I think he's in trouble. He's one of my favorites, but just finding a building with that much height that he can still do his act in that's not a basketball arena is going to be tough.
Mean, he could go to a nice National Guard armory.
Yeah, he becomes an
indie wrestler.
Yeah. Dave, you know something about indie wrestling.
Yeah, just a little bit.
How are they going to handle coronavirus?
Oh, man. Listen, WrestleMania, they're going to have to cancel it.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking the indies, like the indies, though. Are they going to keep going?
So I will put money that somewhere there is going to be an indie show in front of nobody that they stream on YouTube or Twitch or something like that, and it is going to be absolutely awful. Awful. Because the only way wrestling works at all is with a crowd. Because you have never seen anything more sad in your life, and I've seen a lot of this, than two people trying to act like they're wrestling for a crowd with no crowd. It is absolutely the worst thing in entertainment, period.
I don't know.
Way worse than the improv jog onto stage.
I don't know, Dave. Have you ever done stand-up to one person and that person was another stand-up comedian? Because I have.
But imagine that was televised. Oh my god. Well, actually, now I have a pitch.
Oh, let's hear the pitch, Sean.
That's just it. The show it's like a stand-up competition.
With no crowd.
You're right. These are good comedians, and there's one person in the crowd, but it is also broadcast to a giant theater full of people on a TV screen.
All right.
That's perfect.
We got one more call from our friend Big Corbs. Let's see what the real Big Corbs.
The real Big Corbs.
From Willamette Week, from Vice Sports, from the Bad Photojournalism Substack, from the Daily Beast, the accept no other substitutions at Corbina Smith on Twitter, the former host of the Take It or Break It podcast, our friend Corbin Smith. Big Corpse Corner. Big Corpse Corner. Big Corpse Corner. A call from Corbs.
It's the book of basketball. The book of basketball. It's the book of basketball. The book of basketball.
All right, Corbin just called into the Did Bill Simmons' Son's Rap from the Book of Basketball podcast. It's not really a question, but I think it's his greatest call.
Congratulations.
Like to see you do that, fake Corbs. All right, that's our episode. Dave, what would you like to plug?
Nothing. We just did this. If you've forgotten from yesterday, I actually put out a podcast I didn't love today, but it was just a weird day.
It was a weird day today.
Well, and we did it before everything got canceled, and it was weird because we did not know what was going to happen. So we did it and put it out immediately. Just, hey, here's the Warriors news. And then we talked about the roll man sealing the defender in the paint. So very, interesting podcast. It was actually, that part of it was great, but it was just weird. Had a weird vibe. So just go listen to that Sloan pod again.
It's really good.
It's very good. Yeah. I've listened to it. I never listen to my own stuff, and I've listened to it a couple of times. Like the stories that, Amin told a great Nick Nurse story. That's might be one of my favorite Nick Nurse stories. And that guy's got, there's tons of Nick Nurse stories, but it's a good one. So, yeah, check out that pod. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Sean, anything you'd like to plug?
No, I don't think. I've got a bunch of stuff that I just wrote for Yardbark. Actually, look at the NFL future things where I with not really sufficient knowledge of college football predicted the next 10 Super Bowl champs and made a bunch of wild predictions for the NFL, basically.
All right.
And the art's good, so and I think they're entertaining.
That rules. Am I on the Who Cares About the Rock Hall podcast this week, talking about VH1's Divas Live. I'm also. Oh, I forgot to do the plugs. Don't worry, listeners. We're gonna be here every week until I die. Until the day I die, Roundball Rock will be here. One episode a week, and then a Patreon bonus episode most weeks. Follow us on Twitter at RoundRockPod. Email us at RoundRockPod. Follow us on Instagram at RoundRockPod. Patreon.com/RoundRockPod. And then, as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Frankie Muniz, where September 12th, 2011, I tweeted, "I'm sick, so I ate a bowl of ice cream to feel better, but now I feel worse because I forgot that I'm allergic to dairy."
God.
Sean, did you write a song?
I did not write a song, but I did prepare a rerun of a song.
Oh, which one is it going to be?
This is a fake Pavement song about Russell Westbrook and James Harden teaming up, and it is called Mid-Range Life.
Great, I love that song. trust the process.
Trust the process.
And shut it down. Let's go. I know things seem bleak right now. It might seem like the world is ending. What with a pandemic and Joe Biden. But things are going to get better. I promise. Wash your hands. Phone bank for Bernie. Literally, don't get discouraged. I swear to God. And
stop touching your face.
And stop touching your face.
After the trade, the deal, the swaps, the picks, Russ comes to town, but there's one thing that I can predict. Westbrook's gonna take some shots that'll make Daryl Morey sick. Within the three-point arc and outside the elbows, it's the way he's heaving, Mike D'Antoni's leaving, make a miss. It's all that Russ knows, and he's never ever gonna change. I want mid-range life. He's going to H-Town. If the shots don't go down, they're auditing the crown. I want mid-range life. He's going to H-Town. Chris Paul was getting round. James Harden's gonna pound the ball. You know, Russell Westbrook may be a little overrated as a basketball player, but he's an excellent fantasy basketball player. Take it from me, fantasy basketball maniac Stephen Malkmus. Lose to the Dubs, the Jazz, the Nets, the Heat. Steal free throw rebounds, the drive and shoot from 20 feet. Unless you do, James Harden stepping back, and he's gonna let it fly from deep. Down on the baseline, Capella is open, but Russ is taking a dude one-on-one. He's pulling up, and there's absolutely no chance he's getting the ball to the cup. It's funny, he's 5 for 20. He's Russell Westbrook. What did you expect? I want mid-range life. He's going to H-Town. If the shots don't go down, they're auditing the crown. I want mid-range life. He's going to H-Town. Chris Paul was getting round, and Tillman is a clown. You know, when I wrote the song Cut Your Hair, it was because I had a strange dream premonition about a disappointing young point guard named Elfrid Payton, and it came true. Also, Shady Lane is about Derrick Rose's street. On the road with the Houston Rockets, Russ spot up. No way he's getting buckets. I don't understand this weird team, and I doubt they'll beat the Bucks. OKC Thunder, they're elegant frackers. They're not an 8 seed to me, are they an 8 seed to you? Don't shoot the three, cause there's absolutely nothing Morey hates like inefficiency. You know, on that Smashing Pumpkins tour, Billy Corgan dunked on one of the Beastie Boys' friends. It was incredible. Then he threatened to beat up our drummer. Man, that guy's a fucking prick. The Swan's pretty tight, though.